All right, folks, we're just a few minutes past the hour and let's get started. I want to call the meeting to order and welcome everybody. First, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. And I gotta look around the room and see who will get to lead this. Gina, you're sitting back there doing all the minutes and you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay?
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Gina.
You're welcome.
All right. On our roll call, we have Mr. Sigmund on the phone with us. Are you still there? So we hear your voice. Okay. And Mr. Howell, myself, we're all here. Let's move right into any communications or any correspondence.
There are no communication items to present, and there are no guest that needs to be recognized from the floor.
Nobody wanting to speak. Okay. Let's move right now back into the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Let's do the meetings one at a time. We have a work session on April 13th. What's your pleasure?
I make a motion that we approve the work session from April 13th.
Thank you, Chad. Seconded by Paul. Any questions or discussions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from April 15th.
Okay.
I second that.
This was the rescheduled meeting. It's been moved and duly seconded. Any further questions, guys?
Yes, sir.
Now, a lot of people think we're rushing this stuff, but we get copies of the minutes and everything. And if there's something in there, there'd be some discussion. So there is no discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And now we're going to move right into our financial items.
Did you want to
Mr.
take care of
Manager?
Scott? Do you want to take care of Scott since he's on the
Oh,
phone?
Scott on the line. Okay, let's do Scott first. He's joining us out of town. I know you're sitting with going way down on the agenda. And he's going to talk to us about the TTHMs. Is that what we're doing?
That's exactly right. Scott, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right, Scott, the floor is yours, buddy.
All right, thank you. Not much of an update from 2 weeks ago or when our last board meeting, except that we are ahead of schedule. We're still looking to have first phase completed by June 1st. We should have phase 2 starting to be submitted here. I would imagine by end of next week. We'll submit that for phase 2. To start ordering of that. We do have a delay in our pumps for some reason. We're all over that. We're hoping that's not going to delay us though, with the install for June 1st, but or by June 1st. But they're, we ordered them over 6.5 weeks ago. We were expecting them to be in last week and they're not here yet. So our manufacturer and the people who supply that to us, they're on the phone daily to get updates for us. So we will have an answer here probably by mid next week where they are and when they'll be July. But it shouldn't delay us because the pumps are not that hard to install. What's the biggest part of the install is the actual tanks themselves. But other than that, we're looking good and ahead of schedule. So.
Scott, I believe Billy's orchestrating a visit with Bob. Is that correct?
Billy Bob.
Yes. I think he wants to come up here and do some more come up there to do more site surveys and look at a few more sites that could be a little tricky in terms of, setting the tank and all that. So, yeah, I think he wants to come up here to meet with Bob and but I don't know the specific dates yet. So I haven't really talked to him about that in detail, but I've heard that Billy's going to go up there to meet Bobby. So,
Bob, you have anything to add to that?
No, just waiting on a date.
You're just on date for the visit.
Yep, he's supposed to let me know.
What exactly is he going to do when he comes here, Bob?
He is going to. He's supposed to look at the layout on the clear well. And then also they want to go ahead and do the ground prep work for Adamston and Dustwater. And so that's mainly what they're going to do.
Want to get everything ready ahead of delivery of the equipment. Okay, that's smart.
Okay, Bob, do you have anything else?
No, I'm good.
How about Scott?
I'm good.
All right, going around from Chad. How about you? Any questions about
I'm
this?
good.
Okay. Okay, Scott, thank you very kindly
Thank you,
for your
Scott.
report.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Meeting and see you next time.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All righty, let's move right on to
Dave,
our financial items.
Kevin Owens is trying to call, maybe try to get a hold of you, we'll let it right out, see what. it
Whose
wants.
phone is beeping?
Mine, it's,
It's Kevin Owens calling.
yeah. He's going to go out and call it back, must be something.
Okay, well, let's move on then.
Okay, yes, under
Financial
financial
items.
items, we got the monthly financial statement for month ending March 31, 2026, and that's going to be presented by Jason Farrell, our Director of Finance. Jason?
All right, well, let's go to the financial information sheet. If you guys have any questions about the rep, feel free to ask, but, we're 75% through the fiscal year as of March 31st. So far, we've incurred 10.4 million, almost $10.5 million in bond debt over the 9 months. Our current debt service factor is 2.53.
What should that be? Can we bring it?
Well, we should never be no less than 1.15.
Okay, no less than 1.1.
Yeah.
So we're above the reserve requirement. Okay.
Yes. Our current water sales is $7,646,135, which we are 80.34% right now for the budget. So that puts us over budget by 5.34% on water sales. Our total revenues are $8,090,179, which puts us at 80.37% for our water revenues, which puts us over budget by 5.37% in total revenues. And we are total operating expenses is at $5,928,644, which is about 70.10% of our budget, and we are under budget by 4.9%. And our chemicals were with water production, with the increased water production due to the project. It's got us at 85.65% of our budget right now, so.
Yeah, we're a little more over there because of the
But
construction.
And overall, the treatment is itself, they're not over budget yet, so we're just gonna make some adjustments internally to take care of that.
Okay.
I mean, we're 80.37 through the budget, and we're at 85, so.
So we're at 75% through the
We're
budget.
75% of the budget, we're 85.
Oh, okay, I'm on the wrong thing, 75, so about 10% higher.
Yes.
I got you, okay.
Okay, any questions? Paul?
What are we doing with our extra money that we have?
Like for,
Like for future planning, like are we earmarking it?
we're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting there with that.
Like we have this elaborate replacement plan for our vehicles.
Yes.
So are we funding that?
We're getting a plan together to, start earmarking money for vehicles and the different projects. They just gotta give me the kind of things that we need to replace. And I mean, I can do the basic vehicles and equipment, but it's gonna take some other people to sit down, and we want to start setting aside how much each thing's gonna cost, because I don't know the entails of the plant and down there, what the years of life of everything is, to be able to start, once they give me numbers, we can start doing a spreadsheet to get all that stuff done. But once we get to that point, I will be able to sit down and we'll be able to do something else.
So those are capitalized, but the thing is,
Because it's nice to know you have money, but you want to make sure you're not planning on spending it when you have other needs.
exactly right. And I like the question he asked. That's a very good question to ask at this time.
And
Because I noticed on the budget, there were, at least 3 vehicles maybe or something, trucks or.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to have a replacement plan based on mileage and about several factors.
Yeah.
So we keep our rolling stock. It has value to it when we trade it in, so.
I mean, he was gonna go over this under his reports, but
We've got
since
budget coming up.
since the questions.
Okay, these are
asked.
budgetary things, and we have budget coming up here in the discussion, okay?
Well, on top of financial planning, which is what you're alluding to,
Mhm.
we did meet with a financial advisor there a couple days of Monday.
Yeah.
From Edward Jones, gentleman's sharp. He actually helps Harrison County MS on others with their financial planning, and he can see where he can be a huge benefit to us. So he's Jason, myself, and Clyde met with him. He was here for about 2.5 hours. Very impressed with the gentleman, and I think I would like to do business with him. And I think he can bring our financial status to a new level. Jason's done a great job since he's been here of having our depreciation reserve, our working cash capital, all these funds, fully funded, which a lot of utilities don't have nowadays. And that's something to be proud of. But we need to be in a situation where our money can start working, for us and for the customers. And like he was saying with financial planning, we need to have an escrow account set up for our vehicles, for equipment here at the plant, for equipment down in distribution. So when those things come up for replacement, he's already has money set aside.
Well, I think that's where Paul was going.
Yeah.
We need some good financial planning and not,
So that is in the works.
and we have money available. We should, escrow, put it somewhere.
And we are going to have a plan together, and that plan is going to include the board. I mean, you all have to sit at the table. We're going to have to sit down as a group with our financial advisor, with our accountant, Jason, and all the managers to sit down and put this plan in
Well, that
place.
could be a work session. We could have-
Absolutely, and it's going to be several work sessions, but
Sure.
we need to do this for the future of the utility.
When do you think we're going to be ready to start talking about this?
I'd say within, as soon as he gets the budget buttoned up, I would say next month.
Okay.
Yeah, because what I want to do is I like to be able to put some of this money into some CDs and things like that, because interest rates are starting to drop. And if we can capture some of those higher CDs for the next, maybe 9 months, 12 months, and maybe 2 years, where we can spread some things out, where we can start putting the money that we know that's going to be earmarked for those projects that are setting out.
What kind of rates are we getting from the state?
Right now it's by about 3.5%.
You checked on CDs lately?
And the CDs, I just got like Huntington, West Banco. West Banco right now has got a deal for, in 7 months, 3.7. So, if we use him to actually market this, for us, we might be able to get that rates, but at an extended amount of time.
He's got a lot of banks across the nation he deals with.
Well,
So we might be able to get a little bit better rates.
there's
on the
services
CDs.
available to bank comparison rates based on term, amounts of money and so on. So the smart move is working with, I know who you're working with, the sharp guy. Paul knows who he is too. I just now realized who it was, because you went to the emergency services.
Yes.
So, the thing is, we're working on a plan.
Yes.
Getting professional help. We're not gonna lock ourselves into bank CDs either. We're gonna
No.
make everything. There's
Diversify.
a lot of options. Number one is the security of the funds as to, we gotta protect it.
Yes.
It's our funds,
You're exactly right. You're spot
And
on.
and to protect it, CDs are the best option. So like stocks and bonds, if you get into that area,
A little risky.
there's more risk involved because you can lose the principal in stocks and bonds. So if you decide to do that, just know there is risk, because when you put them in that kind of situation, you want to set that money aside anywhere from 5 to 10 years to ride it out, to actually see the growth.
I know how banking works, believe
But-
me.
But
I
if you
used
get
to work at
into,
a bank. The thing is when you go to the bank, you've got FDIC protection limits.
Yeah.
And we have large deposits.
Yeah.
So we may not get the rate that the other people get, but when it comes to that, they pledge securities and so on to protect our money, which means we get a little bit less rate.
Yeah.
Maybe not a big cut, but you don't get the rate they quote, because they've also got if they're going to protect you, and we want protection above the FDIC limit.
Yeah.
They take some securities and guarantee the overage to protect it. But to do that, they lower our rate of a little bit. But that's still good rates and so on.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're working on it. I'm glad Paul brought it up. That's a good idea.
So we have two plans that have to come together. You got your capital planning and your financial planning. Now that's what we've got to get the group together to do both. We need to do our capital planning first, and then that's going to drive what we do financial planning.
Well, we have to justify the expenses. People have wish lists, and we have to really see what's practical and what's.
and we
really
need to
needed.
look, we really need to
And
sit
what's
down
needed.
probably need to get with the engineer to help us with that. But what's that plan called?
Asset management.
The
plan.
asset management plan, yes.
Yeah.
And sit down with that and see what our needs are within the next 10 years, and what the estimated cost with that is. And then start planning some of those things out to get for a start. And that's where you start earmarking some of your money, and along with the vehicles and the equipment. And once we get once we get that information, then I can start sitting around and say, okay, well, we got, we can put, $500,000 away for the vehicles right now, and then we can put away this amount of money for these ones here, and we
And
can,
some of these escrow accounts, he can fully fund, right now, and then we can focus on some other areas and stuff.
depending on how far they're out.
Depending on how far they're out.
Yeah.
I know, I've got Tom here in the audience. He's been living and breathing that asset management plan. You've got, how far out do you have? 50 years?
No, I know that what we need to do for 50 years. But I also know that in order just to keep up with the assets we have, that we need to be looking at somewhere, depending on whether we go internally and develop a crew for ourselves, or whether we go externally for contracts, somewhere between $3 and $5 million a year. That we need to
Just to
replace
stay.
every year to stay up and not have 100-year lines out there.
And if that's the case, then we're going to need a rate increase, because anywhere from, right now, we can probably do a max of probably about 1.3 million in a year, and that just to break even. So we're going, if that's the case, and the board would choose,
Well,
then
we're
you're
gonna-
going to need
Any
a
rate
increase.
Any rate increase is going to be highly inspected and
Yeah.
and looked over, because just because we have a wish list and want to do things, we will have to make sure it's an absolute must.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have any, we're not a Taj Mahal. We just can't throw things at customers we just don't do that. And the thing is, that's what I say. We'll have to justify what we need. Tom's working on a long-term plan, but there's always things out there we're going to have. The stuff he's looking, I think, is very realistic. But when it comes to certain vehicles of this equipment or that equipment, if it's truly needed that year, what year?
Right, if you can extend the useful life of that vehicle, and you can get another 5 years out of it, yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, you got to look through all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's easy out is just say, hey, let's just charge our customers. No, we're not going to do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions on this, Paul? I thought, Chad, do you have any
Good
observations?
question, Paul.
No, I talked to Jason about this. I was gonna bring this up as well about the escrow, so we discussed this today. About the vehicles.
Mr. Manager, any more on this?
No, good discussion.
Okay, this is a really good discussion. Okay, let's move on to the next.
We just need you to approve his financial statement for
Okay.
March.
I'll make a
31st.
motion to approve the financial statement as presented.
Second to it?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. We've had a lot of discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the annual budget for fiscal year 2027. Jason's worked very hard. We had the manager's meeting this morning to kind of go over some things. Even the one you have in front of it, it's been adjusted a little bit. So I think what he wants to do today is kind of just go through it, let you all massage it, review it, and then come back the next time and approve.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had a whole lot of time to digest it, but he can highlight, like you say, something.
And I do have, as of right now, I do have I have about 5 or 6 changes after our meeting, this morning, and after, yesterday a quote came in for our workers' comp, and I'm gonna go over that a little bit in here, but it's not, the numbers are not in here, okay? So it's not something it's not, the numbers work for workers' comp is not reflected in this proposal yet. So we're just gonna kind of skim through it, and then,
Let us stay with you.
okay, we're gonna go to budget assumptions. And that's page 1.
Got it right there.
All right.
You got revenues, expenses, net income, cash flow, all that stuff, what we're looking at.
We're gonna look at the budget assumptions, which is page 1.
Right inside the cover.
Right inside
the
the
table.
Table
contents.
right next page after table.
Oh, I see. I went down one page. Okay, I got
All
it.
right, this kind of highlights some of the things here. PIA, well, we set the limits for PIA and for the budget, so those limits will be good till fiscal year 2029. Retirement, good news there. Our retirement contribution was reduced from 9% to 8% for fiscal year 2027. Because their actuaries, their actuaries are doing better than what they intended, so they're able to actually, able to lower our rate as for our contribution share.
First question that the employees have that does not does not affect the benefits.
Right.
Yes,
No,
it does
no,
not
I
affect
Does
understand
not
that.
affect. the
because
benefits.
they're getting better, their investments are better than what they anticipated, so they're able. to
When you're
lower their-
talking to they on this retirement.
Retirement
West
board,
Virginia retirement system.
Yes.
West Virginia employee
Make sure,
retirement system,
okay.
hers.
yes.
Hers. Okay.
All right, and then gasoline and diesel, due to the fact that some of the rates, things going up, I did increase the, for gasoline and diesel 15%.
What do we use more here?
Uh,
What do we use more here?
now we use more diesel than gas.
So what's 15% based off of what price?
Off the price, based off the prices that we paid,
The diesel's up more than 15%.
well, what I use is, diesel's always been much higher than gasoline for
Yes.
the last few years, and it's based off of what we've actually paid for it now. And I'm increasing about 15% more than what we would have paid for it right now.
When you
So-
say right now, you're talking today or last week?
And
I mean, it really went up just in the last few
Yeah,
days.
well,
Yeah.
it's probably up $1 from 6 months ago, 25%.
But we do have, the thing about, the thing you guys don't see is that a lot of this, all the state taxes, we get that back at the end of the year. So any kind of state taxes towards diesel and gasoline, we get those exercise taxes back.
Sure.
So that does reduce the price and like last year, we received almost $5,000 back just for the gasoline and diesel.
You think they take it off on the front
On
of,
sale.
yeah, but they
But-
don't.
But you gotta apply for it at the state tax office. You gotta
Just
apply
hope
for
you
that
forget and don't get
Yeah.
reimbursed.
Just buy off for a diesel.
back.
All right, let's jump on down to chemical.
Okay, chemicals, due to the increase of, water production due to the project. I've had we budgeted $681,200 in chemicals, and it's up from last year with $50,300, from last year.
Of course, we're only in the first year or so of the project. We got more to go.
Yeah,
There's going to be
that's
more
the reason-
things. There's going to be more things.
So that's the reason why we increased it and we left
Okay.
it up there.
And this is just for the year, for the
Yeah.
budget year.
In other areas, I did increase 3 to 5% in some areas, depending on what things were. Our general liability insurance, I've increased it by 5% from this past year. Last year, we didn't see much of an increase, so I'm kind of hoping, even though we do have some claims out there, it won't be too bad, because we did have a lot of claims last year as well. But we do have a lot of open claims out there still right now, so I'm kind of hoping it doesn't come in too bad. And while we're talking insurance, we got the quote yesterday for our workers' comp. And due to our things that's happened in the past year at this point,
Yeah.
it has gone up 66% from the previous year. Due to our experience factor it used to be under 1.0. It used to average by about 0.7, which we used to get a credit. Now it's up to 1.87. That's really affecting our quote. Just in the experience factor, it cost
Yes.
us another a little over $30,000 just the experience factor.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So so that increased. So we went from probably about 35 to 38,000 up to $62,000 for our workers' comp estimated for next year.
That's is there a time thing on that? Because I'm sure it's going to be more than 1 year.
It's usually about,
It's going to be more than 1 year.
it's usually for about 5 to 7 years,
They gotta
you know,
recover
when,
They got to
yeah.
recover the
5 to 7,
cost.
yeah.
They're going to recover the cost.
Yeah,
And they
and
don't spread that to everybody. That's
Now-
not to us, right?
now if we
Right.
stop having so many claims over the next 5 years, we can drop that back down.
You don't drop little by little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's saying about 7 years, we'll be back down to where we were.
if we have no claims.
Right.
So,
All right, let's go on
Unfortunately,
then.
that's just the way it is.
yeah, and then for some of the major capital projects that we have in here, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
All right, and for some of the major capital projects, we do have the Second Street Pump Station, which we're still gonna be paying for some of that. I don't think that'll be fully finished until in the beginning of the fiscal year, so I still have the money in there.
So we're going to be over past the first of the
Yeah,
July.
so that's still in here. Project 3A and 3B will be in here. Mixers and actuators for the THGM project will be, it's in here, because that's still gonna go into next year as well. Bob asked for, we need to start working on changing our SCADA system, because it's getting pretty old, and I think he wants, move to a new vendor, so we got the skate in here. And we also got some money in here for a generator, project, which some of that's gonna be, but a lot of it's gonna be grant, and we had to put a portion aside.
Which generator is this?
That's
Because
the generator for the water treatment plant and then another generator.
there were two of them, I thought.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the power of campus.
Yes,
And then these major capital improvements, there's a mixture of like grant money fees. right?
Yes.
So
yes,
That'll help some too.
yes.
Okay, because the TTHM, we have to have money for that. Yeah, pretty good size.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
TTH's 100%.
Yeah. Grant. Okay. 3A had grant money, mixers, agitators. Yes, of course. How about the pump station? No.
No, that's,
Pump station's fully funded internally.
SCADA.
SCADA will not be, it'll be funded internally as
The
well.
generator replacement will probably get something on that maybe.
It's about 875.25.
Yeah, okay. All right, any questions, guys, on these capital items?
I want to bring to note the vehicles that you noticed. What we've asked the interim director to do, and he has put that in play, is we are splitting our crews up. His first thing, when I said we need to split our crews up, so they're not in groups of 3, they're more in like groups of 2. He says, that's fine, but I don't have enough trucks for them. He's willing to do that. These guys, he's going to send them out to do a job. They need vehicles to get there. There's not enough vehicles. We don't need anything fancy, just a regular F-150. He needs 2 of them. Just regular
Okay,
F-150
these
work
aren't
trucks.
fancy, this and
These are
everything else.
gasoline trucks. These are just
Okay.
F-150, the base model.
The base thing is it's transportation plus a pickup bed, right?
Yes. Now, something else that we've asked for him to do is we need a hydrant valve crew out there. With that, we're going to have to move it up to an F-250 because it's going to have utility bed on the back of it. Because they're going to have to run parts, tools, and everything else. Plus, they're going to be dragging that back trailer behind them.
Have we identified the trucks yet?
Wilt's getting you some quotes.
I'm waiting on the quotes to come in. I got the one for the F-250.
Yeah.
It runs about 64,000. You're looking 12.5 for the utility bed.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on the one for the F-150s. He said that probably wouldn't be till after May 1st because the price change of the trucks takes effect May 1st. So you don't want to send one now and then May 1st to change price.
Do we have 2 vacuum at the back?
We have the old one and
The
we
old
have
one
the
and the
new
new
one.
one. That old one still works, doesn't
It
it?
does. The pressure washer part on it don't work. The back part of it does. We took it multiple times to have it fixed. It went from the regular switch that makes the pressure washer work to then putting the flip switch on it, and now that's not working. So I don't know
Oh, Jesus.
if something's messed up electronically in it or what, but
Is that something we sent to Hot Seat? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
that's who fixed it last time. Awesome.
Of course, with us taking on this new territory, Summit Park and they're out to Wetzel County and so on. And valve exercising, everything, and that's key. We
Right.
always, got to do it.
So we're going to be hiring for one more crewman position. I got posted internally. Can't see anybody taking it. Then we're going to go externally and do some interviews and stuff. And then he'll take two crewmen to form that
That
valve
valve team.
and hydrant exercise crew. And that's what that crew will do.
It'll be an exercising crew, right?
Yeah.
Valves and hydrants. All right, any questions on that?
So that's the reason for the vehicles. I know you probably think, well, all of our vehicles, we've just replaced everything,
Yeah, it seemed like we just bought
Yeah,
it.
this is gonna be additional. to the-
Yes.
and then-
Well, I saw that. I didn't know if it was rating
No,
something.
no, it's gonna be additional to the fleet, and I've changed the quote on there. I did have 3 F-150s, but we discussed it again this morning, and so.
250.
So it's gonna be two 150s and then a 250, which I'm going to increase that to about $170,000 budget item for all 3 of those. Since he already told me now that the 250 is coming in about 80,000, and then I'm estimating the F-150s at this point coming in about 45,000 apiece.
How many vehicles do we have? Do we count on it?
I'd actually go to make.
I'd like to know that sometime.
Okay.
I mean, I see our trucks out a lot.
And we have the old F-250 that we had here at the plant that we did not get rid of. That's gasoline engine. And what Bobby did before he left is that is a sign truck. So instead of the guys always grabbing signs and beating them up and throwing them in the back of their trucks, This truck actually has cones and signs and everything, so that will drive out
So
there,
it's fully
set
loaded.
up the work zone, just with that truck. Is that correct?
Right, yeah.
So that's fully loaded,
So
ready to
it's
go.
always ready for them to put signs out,
Okay,
instead of
good.
going in, grabbing them, throwing them around and, you know. So that is a sign truck just for that. It's an older truck. It's been expensed out. I don't know if it even
Yeah,
shows up
it's-
on your asset list anymore.
Yes, it's 2015, so yes, it's, it's 10 years old at this point, but it has really low mileage on
It
it,
was
so.
here at the plant, so it don't have that many miles on
Yeah.
it. So it's still a good running truck. And the body's starting to show a little bit, but again, for a sign truck, it don't need to be anything, so.
Okay. Any more questions on this? What else you gonna reveal for us?
All right, you'll notice in there, the net income is actually in negatives right now, and I wanna talk about that. When we was doing some talking last year about.
Where are we now?
This is on the proposed budget summary.
Okay, on the first page.
On page 2.
Page 2.
Page 2.
Okay.
I did have to make some adjustments, and I'm going to have to make some more adjustments after I started doing some things. We had the tank refurbishments. I had those spread over 30 years. Well, within the last 6 months or so, within the last year, should I say, Bob came to me and says, well, those tank refurbs should be done every 10 years. Well, in that case, I've got to expense those much sooner than
Life of the.
like, I got now they're gonna be coming up on it because most of them are, they've already got their 10 years in, so I'm I'm expensing it out this year and next year, so I had to expense them sooner than what was expected, so that's what created the loss of income, and because it went from 1.4 million of depreciation up to 2.5 so, but after I did some more tweaking with it today, and I started looking, and I said, well, hold on here, because I went back to look at my thing, and I realized I spent the one set of tanks, I expensed them already. Those will be fully expensed into this year. So I was able to back that down about 833,000. So that's actually going to raise our net income back up to about 173,000 when I propose the next budget to you. But I want to give you a heads up on what that is. If you go down just about halfway, we're going to be bringing in about $950,000 to $970,000 from in our prior year of cash, and this is to cover items where we've carried over for expense items that we've carried over that they've not picked up, and we've had them budgeted in prior years, and they've
So
not.
they're line items for specific expenses.
Yes, it's within the budget that they've not
Spend them yet.
spent them yet,
Yeah.
and so I'm bringing that money over for those.
But it's not like in the general budget, right? I mean, it's earmarked for specific projects, so we're not trying to use that money for something.
That there is gonna be for expense items that came over from, like, on your next page, like, he's got some things in here that are still, we've got them in there, and
Just use them.
they didn't use them, so I'm bringing that forward, but that affects our cash, so I wanted to make sure we have enough cash, and we do have the cash there, since they've not used it, so we're bringing that forward.
Where is that list? I'm trying to see.
That's gonna be on, like, our big list of all their requests and things that they might need on page 4. Yeah.
I was trying to get to it. There it is. I see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it now.
And
I
then
looked at it last night.
right now, if we go down a little bit further, our bond payment plus the interest for next year, our total for the year is about 1.4 million. So, and that's not counting the bonds that we'll be issuing for 2A or 2B. That's only 2A. Or 3A, sorry.
Okay.
And then we have our leasing payments about $40,000 for the year, that's for the that dump truck that we got. And all honesty, after I started looking at it, if you take that this payment here plus what we've spent in the sludge so far, we're going to be approximately $50,000 for what $60,000 for our sludge, where before it was about 80 to 90 getting rid of our sludge.
Love it.
So we
Love when
are
plan
saving
comes
money
together.
with leasing this and
Using our.
using our own equipment to get rid of the sludge.
I love it when a plan comes together.
So just want to make everybody aware of that because, we are saving money, because I did
Yeah, we
budget
have a nice
about
dump
almost
truck.
70,000 last year just for sludge removal, and we've only used 21,000 of that so far.
Good.
So after I brought the money forward and we, at the bottom down there, we have left for contingencies, about 68,000. And that there is going to be for anything that we've missed, and also including I'm hoping that's, we won't get affected by this too much, but the account for general liability, if it does come in a little bit higher than my anticipated 5% increase. And then,
How about our raw water sales? How's that doing now?
what is it?
Our,
Our bulk water sales? It's actually doing better than the prior years. So we are actually ahead of last year, and last year was actually a pretty good year.
Right.
So this year, even though we had a couple low months, we're still higher than the prior year.
all being accounted for.
And I think we're going, I think we're gonna start doing a little bit better as
Good.
time goes on. And if they keep using the water, that's gonna be a good station down there in the long
I
run.
think so.
Yeah, we anticipated that, the investment would pay for itself within 7 years. I think it's going to be much sooner than that.
Yeah.
Good.
Because, I mean, when you go from, on average, 500,000 to 600,000 gallons to 1 million gallons, there was,
Some
Yeah.
spillage.
there's some spillage there.
Now when I drive by and see that pad wet, I don't cringe.
Paid for it.
Yeah,
Because you can't tell how much they're spilling down there.
that's paid for water.
Their only thing they're touting is what's going into the truck.
Yeah.
Well, it's metered and they're paying for it.
Yep, so.
It's like a community that buys our water. If they have leaks, they got to take care of it.
Yep,
We make money on it. We're not trying
Speaking
to.
of that,
That's
bulk
the way
water
it
rate,
is.
it goes up May 1st.
so that's gonna help out
It'll go
too.
to 550,
Which is still
which is still
very
cheap.
economical, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you have there?
All right, let's see. Let's see here, we'll go back to the debt service. We'll hit that up. And the farther we get out, you guys know as well as I do, as farther we get out, the harder it is to budget.
So page 23.
Yeah, page 23. But for next year, as of right now, that report you got on there says 1.61. And right now, after some of my changes that I've had to make, I've got it's down to 1.59. But that doesn't mean everything's gonna get used. So even this year here, we are 5%, almost 5% under budget. So I mean, that makes a big difference on a budget like this. And the following year, we're 1.19, but I have us at 1.17 currently when I'm working on the stuff. Of course, you get out there year 3, 4, and 5, it drops drastically, but with savings, then you just don't know what can
Right.
happen
Now,
out
when you,
there.
these numbers you're using, are you including, our retail sale or like Summit Park PSD?
Yes, I've actually sit down and, after going through things, for these 3 months here, we'll be making maybe 10,000 a month on Summit Park, but we're gonna probably drop.
We're gonna drop because they're.
We are, and it's gonna drop by about
Big
$5,000 to $6,000 a month.
Right, of revenue, but it's still a big increase.
That's still a big
From
increase.
wholesaling it though.
Yes, so I had
Still an
to,
increase.
I've dropped the wholesale down a little bit and increased our residential customers and our customers that it gets applied to. So that there was a little bit of an increase in the water revenues.
So this is short line, and you're
Short
taking-
line's not counted in this yet. That's fully taking them over. That I still have them
So
as
you're-
a retail customer.
So 2028, that number's not factored in there,
It's in there, but not as not as a
retail?
retail customer. Because I can't really judge that just yet. So once we take them over, then
Because that should help that number.
yes, that will help that number a little bit too. But like I said, you get out 2 to 3 years, the farther you go out, the harder it is to judge. Because you don't know what the economic factors are going to be.
So when they become our direct customers, right now, we're selling to Shortline at a discounted rate.
Yes,
And of course, they pay us for the amount of water they buy from us. When they become our direct customers, how's that going to increase?
it will actually increase a little bit
Not
because,
much, you can't.
well, we're not gonna lower their rates are not gonna be lowered.
No.
Their rates are gonna stay the same as they
I was
are.
gonna say.
So
okay.
we will
They have to
be,
'cause they have debt.
and because they have debt
Yeah, I
and their
understand.
rates are gonna be a little bit higher than ours because,
They gotta pay off the
Their debt
investment,
that
all
they
the
have.
improvements they've made. Yes, I understand that. But when that's done,
then we can sit down and evaluate it and go from there.
Anytime
But
we
you're
take
still
over
looking at
system,
another
there's gonna be an
20 to
increase.
30 years before that will
Increase in
happen.
revenue.
and Summit Park was a little different. Though.
Yes. Summit Park came in with no debt as of right now, so,
And we're getting less money.
yes.
That's what I thought.
What do you mean, I don't understand what you mean less money?
Because-
The rates are going down.
Yeah, but it's more revenue.
It's
to the
more
water
revenue
board.
for us.
So let's stick to the, I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about revenue, fresh revenue, that's all we
Yeah,
care
it's more
about.
revenue, it's
Not-
just,
it had nothing
the
to do
rates
with
are going
rates.
down.
But I mean, the money, so I understand what, so, let me ask a
Let's
question.
talk to me.
So anyway, well, he's my finance director.
Okay.
See if he
Yeah.
gets this one. So let's see if he gets it right. So right now, they generate a certain amount of income to us every month. Okay, right?
Yes,
And so since the customers out there are going to pay a lower rate, okay, and there's going to be enough money coming in, that's going to increase what?
it's gonna increase our revenue, our retail customers. Because our retail customers, our retail customers is our regular customers.
Yeah.
And that's gonna increase.
They're going to become.
Their
our direct
average
customers.
billing runs about $22,000. And when we build them as a wholesale customer, we build them at roughly about 8 to 10, okay? But when after July 1st, yes, the rate that we build them is will actually come down a
That's what
little
I'm talking
bit,
about after
which
July
will
1.
bring them down to anywhere from 15 to 16. But we're still making an
So it's-
increase of revenues of around $6,000 to $7,000.
So we are going to have more money coming in.
Yes.
Yes. It's still an
I
increase.
know you could do it, but I want to hear him talk.
Okay.
It's still an
We
increase.
It's still an
pay him. We
increase.
pay him.
It's a larger increase now because of the rates.
Yes.
It'll be less because their rates come down to our rates come July 1st.
Okay.
So I guess while the getting's good, we can take that additional revenue.
Okay.
And
It just seemed hard to understand that, it just in general, it looks like it would be getting less money, but it's going to exceed the discount rate that they were getting.
Yes.
As a direct customer.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. All right, and then if you go to the last page, you can see what we have. We've got the monies that we have encumbered right now for our projects. And like I said, we have the 600 on our depreciation fund, and we've encumbered $600,000 for a pump station. We've set aside the 260.
Paul, you on 24?
Yeah.
Page 24?
Yeah.
What you were talking about, there's those three funds together.
Yeah.
You can see the estimated balances right there.
So we set aside $262,500 for generator project, renovation project, and that includes security cameras, the work being done for out in the treatment plant, and anywhere else in the office. I've set aside $400,000. I don't think we're going to use hope we don't use all
For
that,
security, $400,000.
but I've just set it aside because I still got to factor in the engineering fees and everything like that.
There's no engineering fees.
Okay.
They donated that. We have no
Okay.
engineering
I didn't know
fees.
that. That was one
No,
thing
that
I
was
didn't
one
know.
thing, the engineering.
But I
was
wanted to-
free.
But there's contingency in there just for any overruns.
Yes.
Yeah, now that you gotta remember, that's cameras and site improvements here.
Couple doors, the doors,
Yeah.
this is our security program,
Yeah.
has cameras and doors.
Yeah, it's plenty of money, but I think we overshot it.
But I wanted to
We
be
had
safe.
fencing on that too.
Oh, yes, the long range, yes, that's long range, yes, the fencing, for
Yeah.
down below. That was wrote up in that report from the EPA. That's in there
Down
too.
in the where the raw water and stuff gets
Yes.
in all there.
And that would be,
Around this building, I think too, wasn't it?
That was in there, but I don't know if we're gonna do that or not. Yes.
Around what building?
This
The-
building.
the
this
This
one.
this campus here have it all been fenced in?
That's what the EPA is requesting.
They're gonna pay for it?
Well, that's the thing.
Well, we'll see.
But
what
the
some of these-
the fencing in this here is for down below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, Bob can allude to that. Remember they wanted to,
Oh, yeah.
and that's not gonna happen because we've got public coming in.
They can pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to move our business office somewhere. You know, we couldn't have it here because you'd have to have it fenced in and let people in and out. It's very awkward to have a business office in the water plant, but that's just what we're dealing with. That was,
I don't know if it's awkward. I think it's pretty convenient.
I think it's-
I think it's
I think-
awkward working with the federal government. It's awkward.
it is very awkward, believe me.
Absolutely right.
But there's no other utility out there that I'm aware of that their business office is where the water plant is. But hey, we break the mold in other places, so I like it because I get to see Bob.
Well, I'm sure there is, but we just don't know who they are.
That once a year visit
All
is
right,
great.
we got $40,000 for the phone system replacement. Now for the, we got $56,000 sitting down there this is for the new building down there, for the generator for the new pole building. That's, and the other pole building, which is gonna be completely separate from the generator up here. So I did set $56,000 aside for the buildings down below. And then after talking with,
The reason that price is that is because it's gonna be elevated, it's in the floodplain. So that generator will have to be on a low platform.
Yeah.
Same as with the one, with the grant that we're looking at, it's going to be up on a platform. Because it's gotta be out of the floodplain.
That'd be pretty high.
Yeah.
What
It's
happens?
actually what, 5 feet?
It's about 6 feet.
6 feet.
6 feet.
I was
gotta
going
go
to
2
say
feet.
it had to be because I was on a rowboat inside the old
You
building
gotta go
down
2
there.
feet above the base flood
And
elevation.
Gene Kane put me through and he had chest waders here, up to here on his
Do you have a
elbow.
breakdown of that replacement cost
Or
for generator?
do we have, yeah, I think we do. The breakdown of the cost for that generator.
We
Scott got
probably
it to you?
No, he didn't yet.
Yeah,
He
we
was
do.
waiting for,
Yeah, we do for the grant, yes.
he was waiting on, how high he needed to put the generator out of the floodplain.
Right, for on that side of the creek, yeah. Yeah, but we know on the other side, because we have an elevation certificate, I think the base flood elevation's at 4 feet. You gotta go, their ordinance for the town is 2 feet above that, so it brings you to 6 foot. And it'll be like a steel structure, like catwalk, generator will set up and have a walk, you can walk around and maintenance the generator.
Right.
It'll have a little lean-to for the little roof over it for the transfer switches and stuff. So it's all under the cover.
Where it's just gonna be outside,
Yes.
under a roof?
It'll be right behind the pipe building that we built down there. The guys-
The guys
You're right,
who face
right
out
there.
that way, that building they put in.
Yeah, the one they. yeah,
It's
the
open,
first
it's
one.
open on that facing the
Yes, you
grill.
got it. That's the one.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be down there.
It'll be on this side. It'll be on this side.
Has that all been engineered and drawn up and
Mhm.
everything?
Yep.
Okay.
You had to for the generator.
And is that generator running the whole complex down there?
That will only run the pole building and the sludge press.
Okay, gotcha.
And part of the pit.
On part of the pit, that's right, out by the road. Yes.
Oh,
Forgot about that.
It's crazy. Part of that pit is on our generator at the plant, part of it's not.
These are two different sized generators, are they not?
Yes, the one up here is
It's a
gonna
lot
be
bigger.
1,000 KW.
It's gonna be a lot bigger here
Yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna sit out in the parking
because it
lot.
has to drive everything.
They don't take one of our parking spots up, that's where it'll be.
Yeah, the one up here, just for knowledge, and you might know, but anyways, it runs this campus, it runs distribution, and it runs the raw water. And then, like I said, half of the pit down there.
And that's it.
That's a lot.
Yes,
It's gonna be heavy.
Well, then, yeah, well, since it runs the raw water, then our pumps are on it, our fuel pumps are on it.
and then we talked about actually seeing if we could run the bulk water station off of this same one, off the feed, off of raw water. So,
Yeah, we're just trying to make sure power outage, that this whole campus can function.
Sounds good.
and then for me, after talking with Jason and Tom, we set aside $600,000 for main and service line repairs outside of the project, outside of the major project. And that's maybe to start combating some of the things that need to be replaced. And if we do things in-house, I do believe we can save money that way, because of course, you know as well as I do, we put things out to bid, the prices go up. So maybe that,
that $3 to $5 million you know, with the, he's requesting $3 to $5 million, maybe we can start doing some of that. If we start doing some of that in-house, maybe we can cut down maybe 1.5 million, maybe 2 million by the time it's all said and done. So we'll see what we can accomplish there.
And capital planning is part of this, the capital planning, then our financial planning, we can make that kind of stuff happen, but at least it's a $600,000 set aside. It's not where we want it to be, but it's a start.
Okay.
And then I've got 55,000 for IT connection. That's to take care of the IT connection for down there, to kind of get all that, the buildings down there connected up. Distribution equipment, that's at 105,000 right now, and I'm gonna be putting that up closer to 200,000. They're wanting some light plants. I think Jason can just describe what those are a little bit better.
Yeah, so you all know what light plants are. They're the mobile light units you see like out on construction sites.
Generator.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's,
So you can work after dark, you can get out there, have the big floodlights.
we've been borrowing Independence. They've been gracious in letting us use theirs, and they've been godsend, especially out of short line where there's no street lights and stuff, for the guys especially working at night.
Okay.
So those are gonna be about 24,000, and then I've had to increase, like I said, I increased the vehicles up to about 170, so that'll put it up to about 200,000 for there. Purification equipment, and this also includes the SCADA replacement. We've got that up to about 243,000. And we also put some emergency money in there for rebuilding a high service pump if it needs to be, of 50,000. So that's one of those things that if we need it, we got it there. If we don't, then we'll carry it over to the following year. And those are the type of things we'll be earmarking too, like rebuilding the pumps, and especially like up here and down below, setting aside, you know, some money to take care of pumps on earmarking some of that as well each year. But this is the start of an earmark for some of those things to get going, but once we get into more detail, then we'll go more from there. But that's all I got for today.
How many light plants you looking at? LED lights on now?
I think the ones that got spec'd out, Dave, is the ones just like Independence Club, of course, we know how to run them, and they got a nice, they got a diesel engine on them.
Cars and stuff, it's blinding. Dangerous. Okay.
Any questions for Jason?
No.
I think we went through that, pretty good
Yeah,
discussion.
very thorough.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Jason, for all the work.
And I'll highlight the changes.
I know,
next
well,
time.
you're just still in a phase that's evolving as you're going forward.
Yeah, well, I like it.
We have to have this done by 1st of June or what?
We had to have it done by the first meeting in May, which is usually before the 15th.
What's it do with the state?
We have to have it approved by the board within 45 days of the end of the fiscal year, so the 15th.
So we're gonna be right on, yeah.
15th of May.
Yeah. So, but I'll highlight the changes next time and go over those with you, and then I'll ask for approval then, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Very good discussion, guys. Really good discussion.
Okay, let's jump on to 3A and 3B.
All
Let's keep
right,
moving.
so we're going into, we're down into manager reports and business matters. What you got back there, Bobby?
Bobby, you're on the clock.
I know, I'll keep it short.
Bobby Tenney is gonna go
And
over
remember,
phase
not
3A,
project.
which is also our first phase.
So this is from the last time was April the 10th to April 24th, so it's just a 2-week window, so not a lot of change. Contract 1, Northview, they put in about 1,330 feet of pipe. They're 26,000 of 36,000 feet of pipe in, so they're bearing down on being close to the end.
I've had this thing turned. I have to take this call real quick. Hey, I'm in a meeting and I'll have to call you back. Everything okay? I'm right in the middle of a meeting, okay? I'll call you back, right? My son had some surgery, major surgery, so that's his son.
And they've been installing services, trying to get Williams and Hamel Avenue restored. That's the only 2 streets they really have under gravel under there. They started out on 20th Street doing a little bit of line work. So they're progressing along. Contract 2 is Staley. They put in about 3,700 feet of pipe in the last 2 weeks, which brings them almost to halfway of their total. They're 27, they're a little over halfway. They're 27,000 and 53,000. They're gonna drop back and start doing a lot of their service line work and getting their trenches out of gravel and getting those paved. They've also done street paving. They put down about 1,400 tons in the last couple of weeks. They've paved Upper South Alexander, Charter Street, Heartland Avenue, Waverly Way, Rodney, part of Temple Terrace, part of Ryder Avenue, and most of Coolidge.
And some alleys.
And some alleys, yes. There's no names. Called Ash Alley and Simpson Alley, I think. Well, they don't have a name on it yet. Oh, wow.
Close enough.
Contract 3, Armory Road, Kramer Drive, they came in and paved last week. So those are all paved. We're just waiting on them to come back and do a little bit of restoration work up on Van Buren. And they have to apply the striping out on Armory Road. And they'll be completed, totally completed. Downtown, they put in about 870 feet of pipe. That completes the pipe work except for some tie-ins. So they actually went over a little bit. It looks like we hit right on. We went over about 90 feet of pipe. And that had to do with us extending some lines out for future. Like on 2nd Street off of Main, we went ahead and extended that line out so we could tie into it on the next phase. We've done that on 2 or 3 different streets.
Right.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, Steve.
Yeah.
Good numbers. Good numbers.
Good deal.
It was a
Yes.
guess, yeah.
It's not a guess, Steve.
Swag, we call that swag. I'll explain that to you later. They've done about 500 ton of paving so far, leaves them about 1,000, and they still have to pave Trader's Alley when it's completed.
Yeah.
The sanitary project, it's completed. They're just doing punch list items and sidewalk repairs along with the contract, it's the same contractor for water and sewer. So they've been working together they've done a lot of sidewalk repairs downtown. Few more trenches to pave, and then it'll be turned over to the state for their project. We still got a little bit of work to do in Trader's Alley, yet the Traders and Fourth, some tie-ins, and we'll be done.
Okay.
Yep. We added some more hydrants. We come over on hydrants. But we added a few more downtown.
Okay.
Same thing with valves. We were over on valves, but we never have too many valves.
Not to put you on the spot, but y'all mean, you know how to answer this. I just don't want the board to be caught off guard if somebody approaches them on the situation going on with DOS Enterprises over at Stateway.
Okay.
You let them know what's going on. We have a meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, we have a meeting tomorrow morning with them. They've gotten a little bit behind on their trench repair work and installing valves. They were more focused on putting in main line. We've been talking, they've been shut down, started up, shut down. I think they're going to be shut down again on the main line until they fall back and get that, all those services put in, at least out of the road to where we can do the trench repairs on the road and get all the gravel cleaned up and all that.
That's good.
That's mainly in
Are
the,
you talking like on Euclid and those streets?
talking
Are
Euclid, Wood and Duff,
when you're
up
talking
Baver,
about
Marion,
patching, you're talking about
Trenches.
just blacktopping the trenches.
Blacktop.
This is not the final.
This is not the final.
It's just to get rid of the gravel.
Just to get rid of the gravel, get the meter services over to the houses. Once the line is pressure tested, then we can we don't want to do the street paving until we tie the houses in.
Oh, no, you have to have those cross
Yeah, so-
connections, yeah.
Because we'll be in the street working and we don't want to mess up the new blacktop.
What happened is, tell them how far behind on their connections they were ahead of their main line. You can tell them.
They had
It's not bad.
They had about 220 services they were behind on. They were about 220 services behind.
Okay.
They had enough they were well ahead on
They're
main
working the main lines and
and not putting the
they're
services
not putting
in.
the service, so people are watching from the main line over to
To
the
the
meters.
meters.
They've been concentrating on getting the main line put down, then they come back and they start
And
going
we,
across, and then they fill the gravel, all that, but
yeah, we don't, you typically, you don't want to pave your trench until you've tested your line, so that if you have a leak,
No,
it won't
that's
show
right.
itself. If you have gravel, it'll show itself and you can get.
and you don't
pick
want
it
to
up
tear
easy.
a brand new blacktop on
No.
the street either.
So that's the reason why, but
Okay.
we worked with.
I'm glad we're at that meeting because, definitely need to be addressed. If they're being behind the service lines, call you out the main line
Right,
where the money is.
right, Chad.
It
That's
all pays. It's just,
And he
It's all
just kind
money.
of, just.
Well, in
just
the
kinda
end, the contractor's trying to do the job his way and so on, and he's on a different schedule than what we're thinking. Customers are complaining because of the gravel,
and we gotta
So
keep the
on.
public.
and we have to keep them happy. I mean, first of all, the way he's doing it would complete the project. The way we're thinking would be helping with some of the dirt, the trenches and so on. So come back and start doing some of the cross connections or patch the thing, whatever it is, and then start over again at the end of it.
And we're not the only one getting, the city's getting a lot of complaints too. So we gotta work with the city on it because it's a city street. I mean,
Yes,
we
exactly
work with the
right. I
city.
can understand that.
Yeah, so we're all in it together.
So you're on top and you're gonna meeting
Our
tomorrow.
meeting tomorrow
Any
again.
questions
Do
on
you
that?
wanna tag team on that and just to explain just real quick? Means and methods in the contract and what we're allowed to do and what the contractor has the authority to do.
Yeah, so means and methods is we can't dictate exactly how the contractor, where they're gonna work, what street they're gonna work on to begin with, how many crews here, how many crews there. So we can't really dictate that for the contractor. It would put us in a liability, well, you told us to do this, therefore you're backed up, or we're backed up because we listened to your direction.
I don't mean to interrupt, Steve, but I've been talking with some other engineers and with that means and methods, I think that may be wrong that we are able to tell them where to work. We just can't tell them how to do their job, but we're able to tell them where to start.
No, we are not allowed to dictate where they start or that. They obviously have to follow the DOH rules, the city street rules, but we can't dictate to the contractor. We've given the contractor the contract, say, hey, you gotta complete this work in so many days. We can't tell them to bring, 300 people with 300 shovels, or, hey, you bring 4 excavators out here.
They've got a
We can't.
job and an end date.
That's what means and methods really are is, hey, you're gonna use a big excavator, a little excavator, are you gonna work on this street first? Now, there are some nuances, you've gotta work strategically to keep customers in service. You can't say, oh, we're gonna tear this out, and these people aren't gonna have water for a week, you can't do that. They've gotta to maintain service throughout the project, so, it's, can't direct their work, but they also have, got to keep everybody in service, traffic moving, et cetera.
And the reason I'm bringing this up, we get a lot of calls. They think that we have the authority to tell the contractor to do whatever we want them to do. We need the public to understand, they have a contract. We have a contract with our contractor, and that contractor plainly states these means and methods.
We just can't, we're gonna talk here all the we can't micromanage them all the time. They're the contractors, we hired them to do the job, they've got specifications, there's trouble involved when you're doing any kind of work that involves dirt, gravel, and anything like that, dust, whatever. But the problem is, the general public just don't understand that the contractors have a job, they've got to get it done. Now, when it starts affecting dirt in people's areas and so on, and we think it's excessive, we have the right to say, hey,
Try to mitigate.
you need to rethink this a little bit. That's part of our responsibility. But other than that, right.
But you're spot on. There is a start and an end date.
Exactly right.
And how you get there is up to the contractor.
But in that time, if there are some things that affect the general public and so on, adversely, everybody likes everything in a perfect world, but you're digging up a street. There's no other thing to avoid dirt and dust and everything. We've got to replace the line. We've got mandates and so on with lead service lines. It has to be done. And if anybody can tell me a miracle way that we can dig in the ground and everything effectively without spending billions of dollars, putting up maybe plastic sheets around over the thing and so on, it'll never get done.
Yeah, I hear all the time, why don't you go
It's a
block, put it in, pave it. go do that.
Do a block
That's
at a
just not-
time.
that's just not-
They don't understand mobilization, bringing
10
equipment
years.
in and out.
And it costs, it just jacks the price.
It costs a ton of money. We're on the public side, but can you imagine if we go out there and do the way like do a block, pave it, do a block, pave it. We determine, hey, your water rates are gonna be, rather than $32, it's gonna be $132. I mean, somebody's gotta pay for that effort.
Exactly.
And that's all, we're very sympathetic that I drive those streets too. We all do. But it's gonna be over. It's gonna be over and we'll have nice streets.
I mean, like I said, we address the means and methods almost on a daily basis with customers calling in and complaining and stuff, that we can't get involved with that. If there's an issue that affects the public at large, not just an individual, then we go to the contractor and then we try to mitigate it.
And there are isolated cases where somebody's working on a specific place and they've broken a curb or they've torn up something or something. Naturally, we can call it to Bobby or the contractor and they go back and they fix it. But generally, when you're working with a project this large, things are going to happen. It's not it's not a perfect situation.
Well, Doug Smith had today, he said that in all the public meetings.
Yeah.
People that were there wasn't many here to hear.
And I know we get a lot of calls. I empathize with our manager. I can't imagine. Every time I talk to him, it's like, whoa, you won't believe the day. And I know, and I appreciate all you do.
Yeah, that just goes with it. I mean,
That's with the territory.
we knew this, we knew this project wasn't gonna be easy.
Yeah.
We learned, things will be different on the next phase.
Well, let's move on. We started this supposed to 3:30.
Jason, he took up all.
And Jason took up all the time. All right,
I
Steve.
wanna say the paving looks really good. I'm impressed with what's going on in Staley. Everything has been done. I was wondering if anyone has gone down the Harlan. I did see some that we had to have some of our guys go down there. Was there any truth to any of the issues of the paving down there, like chunks of asphalt?
Everything looks good now.
Everything looks good.
Everything's been addressed.
Yeah, your guys didn't, Water Board didn't have to.
We didn't do that,
It was just
yeah.
a cleanup after the paving crew. They got it cleaned up and we're gonna take care of some duck ponds down on Heartland and Verdun and Magnolia. and
Right at the
Verdun.
bottom of Heartland.
We looked at those today. It was a good day to look at them. So we're gonna do a little bit of, Steve doesn't know this yet. We're gonna do a little bit of milling and adding a little bit of asphalt in them intersections and trying to channel that.
Channel to drain off to go
To get
towards
it
the
off.
drain.
Yeah, there's not a lot of drainage down there and it's low, so it all gathers and that's why.
It makes it fun. Wintertime, we could freeze and you know about it. We've looked at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
In those areas is what he's talking about.
Yeah, right there on Verdun, the bottom of Heartland.
Yeah.
That's looking good, and all three still have the job. Good work on all that.
Thank you, Chad.
Okay.
3B.
Third base, so, we're continuing to working on the design. We've hopped back to contract one. We're working on the final set of plans for that, so that's continuing to progress. We've done a page turn on contract two. So when, contract one is complete, we're gonna hop back over to get a preliminary set of contract three drawings. And so we're working those at, trying to moving them along so we can get one contract complete. We can get it to you guys to review. We can get it to the funding agencies to review so that we're not given three contracts and say, hey, review these and then expect them back in 2 weeks. So we're
Yeah.
trying
That makes
to
sense.
progress them along, move each contract along.
Okay. Let me ask you something. I don't know where Chestnut Street go here. They got stripes or they go here. Yeah. I have a question about something. Maybe you might answer. It's nothing to do with our projects here. Back a couple of years ago, we paved down here all the way clear up around Chestnut Street going right up through here. You know what I mean? Blacktopped and everything, got it all fixed. Because the Department of Highway should have been involved in it, but we just waited, and so we did it ourselves and so on. I noticed when you're coming from downtown, you're coming up Chestnut Street on that side of the hill, you get to the top of the hill, all the way down through here, the road is not striped at all. You get down there, it's striped. That whole section there is not a road stripe on it. Is that Department of Highways or who
That
does
road
it?
has been turned back over to the city. This is no longer DOH right, or DOH right away anymore.
Our contract, anytime there's a strike there, if we paved it, it includes strike
The contractor does it.
on our contract.
So I was
So
wondering.
if say for instance, Sixth Street had a strike in it, Chestnut Street has a stripe in it on that. It'll get striped. I don't know if your contract with Green River Group that's their section you're talking about.
Yeah, right here,
Yeah.
in front of all the way up the
It
hill.
may
It's
not
not a
have,
stripe.
it may not have.
We never had a strike before.
It did.
It had
Long time
stripes.
ago, I think it did.
It was striped before. Yeah, but the Green Rivers didn't do it. No, the only point
This is
is,
just within the last year.
the state
DOH turned it
the
back
state
on
did the
city.
work on the road.
And it was striped before they started.
Yeah, it was striped before they started doing it. When it was done, the Green River, everybody paved the whole
So
thing.
it
We
has
want
been
straight
straight
on.
for 10 years.
Oh, well, after they done the slip repair.
Yeah.
I see. They didn't do it then, and so Green River didn't see a stripe, so.
No, they didn't do it
they
either.
put
So
one
it's,
back.
it's on stripes. You come around there, all of a sudden, there's no stripes. But on a road like
It's on
that,
your
it's
side
heavily
road.
used, there should be a line on the road.
Just hope the curve would be.
It's no longer a state road.
No, we were there when Mr. Gaskin, City Hall, handed her over that folder. It says Chestnut Street is now yours.
Yeah, but see, prior to that, it should have been striped.
Yeah.
Okay, just an observation why that street wasn't striped. Okay,
Under, the actionable items under this, agenda item, I just need you all, we have a pay requisition number 12 for Mid-State Plumbing and Air
Yeah,
for
we got all
2
that.
customer-led service line replacements, the amount of $10,000.
okay.
Just need
What's your
approval.
pleasure? We
I'll
have to
make a
get these
motion to
things
approve the bill as presented,
for mid-state.
Mid-State Plumbing.
I second that.
Okay, it's been moving duly second. We have the bills in front of us. The amounts are on the bills. Okay, and that'll reflect in the record. We're ready to vote on this. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, Snake Hollow Road, we normally don't have any, project updates, but we do now. I think we have a final walkthrough scheduled with the DEP on Thursday, May 14th,
Yes.
at 1:30 PM now in the afternoon. Right?
Yeah, one.
This will hopefully be the last one.
1:30.
Yes.
This will be hopefully the last thing.
Yes, and there'll be one more pay app. We may have a change order just to get everything switched out. We originally did a change order with the original quantities, but then I think we added the stone and I think, to be honestly, I think I might have messed those up, so. I just need to do an issue, a change order to combine all of those and close that out. And I did get some emails from Midgift.
Oh, good.
They have started sending their close out documents.
Perfect,
So,
perfect, that's good.
I'm thinking in a month. Or
That's what you
two,
do.
right?
You would do
Good, because you don't want to carry it over to the next fiscal year.
Yeah.
What's that?
This project, we want to get it done.
Oh, yeah, I love to have that done.
Yeah. I told him June 30th, let's get this out of here before June 30th.
All right.
So we're supposed to get it wrapped up for you, so you don't have to carry it.
You never know.
Okay, so there's no actionable items under that agenda item. So moving on to Second Street Pump Station, project update. David Barnett will give you all a project update.
Hey,
Dave?
guy.
I believe we're on schedule. They got all the plumbing done up there. They got 2 drains to run. Beginning of next week, they're gonna start doing the final grading and get the gravel and everything down on the concrete board. The station's supposed to be here, I believe it's May 13th.
Yep.
Being
May
delivered, so
13th. Wow.
we're on schedule, I believe. Everything's almost ready.
You have one crew up there, two?
Yeah.
Look like they're doing pretty good work.
Yeah, they did, everything was just so deep, not enough room up there.
Yeah.
Bunch of fittings to go around that pit that was already there, and, but no, they've done a good job, so we're right on schedule, I think.
They were able to they were able to do the bypass, so, Bob is in the process of filling it back up, right?
You got it, Skipper.
All right, Chad, any questions to add, Chad?
No questions.
Okay, Paul?
Yes, sir.
Hey, great report, Dave. All right,
Thank
with the assistance of Bob. Okay, let's move on. then.
Actionable items, there's nothing to present under that. We already went through TTHM. Security Enhancement Project. I'm just gonna run over these things here. This is what we are going to send to Orrin. So I want to make sure we have everything in order here, and I have got Tom here to listen to make sure we've got everything. If we need to change anything, we need to do it now. So here's what we have.
That's nice, yeah.
Replacement. Replace both entrance doors with new ones of the same style, each featuring a handicap push button opener. We're good there. Okay. Install a glass wall in the lobby with a door providing access to the hallway, lab, and operator's control room. So that wall. Okay. Good there. Install bullet resistant material over the customer service area and to install new bullet resistant teller windows with built-in microphone and speakers.
Okay,
Okay. We're good there? Add a new door in the superintendent's office. That's Bob's. Replace 2 other doors, one that leads into the downstairs conference room and side exit, and the other one that leads to the blockulator room. So new doors. Okay. We are going to add a door in the back hallway between the men's and women's restrooms.
Right.
Good there. We are going to add an emergency exit door in the finance director's office. Good there?
Yep.
We're going to install door access devices. Install door access devices will have both a keypad and a card reader, which will be installed on doors in public areas as well as staff entrance and exit doors of the facility. Front door, back door. That's everything.
Yeah.
Are we good with all that, Paul?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Did I get everything?
It's pretty much what we described. Okay. Now we want to see what's going to cost.
Yes. So we
Did we
won't
get
know
a
that.
sample of,
Not yet.
that water glass?
No, that will come, whoever gets the bid, when they go to do that, they'll send samples and we'll pick it out then.
And there'll be pricing schemes if you do this or that or whatever.
Yeah, we won't know the price until we bid it
There'll
out.
be some options with the water thing.
They can give us a ballpark price, but you really don't get the price until you
Okay.
get the bids in.
Have we ever determined, the wall that goes where the desk used to be out
As you
there?
notice, the desk's going, they
I
pick
understand,
it
but
out.
that wall going out through there, if that particular wall is it gonna go to the ceiling or it's gonna be open? But you're determined about circulation of air and all that?
It will go to the ceiling, because it's
All
right,
of it.
it's gonna be right outside the skylight. So there's actually, Todd looked at it, it's gonna go clear to the ceiling.
So it's actually gonna close, it didn't wanna affect our airflows or anything?
We don't think so. We don't think so.
Because there was a question when they looked
Yeah,
at it
someone was
before.
worried about that.
They were
Yeah,
worried
I don't-
about that.
I think we're gonna be okay, just with that one wall. Everything else is gonna be fine, everything. That's the only thing we're gonna be cutting off. We believe that's gonna be okay, because it's such a small area.
Well, you're cutting off that half the building,
Yeah, that's right.
because you're gonna have a door in the back, and this is gonna be sealed off. I mean, really, you're
I guess
isolating.
we'll have to look at the zones. We'll have to have Steve Reese look at the zones
I think that one of our zones will actually be over into there, so.
on that side.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was thinking this, everything over here is on different zones than
yeah, everything
the
in,
building. So it
inside here.
would be
Perfect.
separated.
Well, there was a concern before. Apparently they were wrong. You guys are right. Okay. Let's move on then.
All right, so what I need, the board of directors need to consider authorization to bid this project.
I'll move to direct the director to bid the
Seek
project.
bids.
Second.
Been moving second. Any further questions, Chad?
No.
Paul?
Yes, sir.
Okay, already the vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
You got your direction, ready to roll. Okay? So he'll communicate all this back to Orrin.
Okay.
If you could give me just text me or email me that copy.
Okay, so the operation and maintenance agreement with Shortline. Dave Barnett, you want to give any update on what's going on over at Shortline, Dave? I know you just completed that. Tell them what Jason Cunningham and all of them completed. I think that's a big
They went
accomplishment.
down and counted all the empty meter wells and figured out which ones are gonna put meters in. I think we ended up with 75 meters that are gonna be put back in wells
Out of 300.
that have the possibility of somebody building or there's an existing house there that could be fixed.
Right.
So the remaining, they will be disconnected. We're gonna cut them at the meter pit. That way nobody can take water, hook up to it.
Good deal.
So they got that completed. I think the contractors, I think they're about finished down there. They had 4 hydrants and 3 valves left to install. They're at dead iron. They've been working on that this week. Other than that, it's been quiet. We put a couple new taps in down there for them, for customers.
Are they getting all new hydrants? I can't remember. It's a certain place.
There's certain
Mix.
areas,
It's
yeah,
a mix.
Replacement and a new installs.
Okay.
and some new valves.
Yeah.
So we had 300 possible meter locations that were,
Abandoned, yeah,
Abandoned,
not
wow.
being used at all, yeah.
how many, total?
So 225 of them is going to be cramped.
Right, but I mean, how many total are in that area? 1,200, is that what we're saying?
About 1,500 total.
So only about 1,200 are actually
Being used,
in
yeah.
service.
Yeah, well, 1,275 now.
Also,
Because you said we're picking up about 1,200 customers. So
Yeah.
So but 75 of them will have potential service already there, so 1,275 will be the service addresses that we'll have, but only 1,200 we're actually collecting on.
But if any of those 225.
Well, you're
we'll
looking,
have to
you're
dig
looking,
back and
you're,
resell.
you're looking into the future and, the possibilities where a meter needs to be in place.
Finding jumpers while you're out there?
Hey, believe it or not.
I don't believe it.
Found the jumpers and they were all off.
Good.
Good deal. Good job, Dave.
So that was a huge
It's racial
accomplishment.
profiling.
Great economic profile.
That was a huge accomplishment. Thank you, Dave, you and your staff for doing that.
I relate them people out there.
That was a big
Anything else on
undertaking.
that? How about Summit Park?
I just want to let you know, he alluded to some of this. So Green River Group is nearly finished with the water system improvements project over there, Shoreline. The pump station is set to arrive on June 4th. The site will be ready ahead of
Have they
time.
got that pad and all that stuff for it and
Yeah.
everything?
So that's
How
been everything. So
about the
that's,
tower?
They do not, they don't, that's still standing too.
Really?
yeah, now you looking across the road from the old one? Yeah, they're gonna have it all prepped and ready before June 4th.
But they haven't poured concrete.
They haven't done
It's
anything yet.
staying down.
Not yet.
Tower and all, nothing's been done.
No, but they'll have to have all that done before June 4th.
That's
So,
going pretty quick.
as he said, there's a few valves, some hydrants that still need to be swapped out. There's also a new water line that they need to install up Crooked Run.
To the pump station. Oh, no, up Crooked Run?
Yeah, actually, right now Crooked Run dead ends. Yeah, dead ends up there. So what this new line will connect, Crooked Run to the existing line on Gregory's Run.
Just go over the hill.
So it's supposed to circulate.
Oh.
Right by the bus.
I know we're going to Crooked Run.
So what that's gonna do is gonna improve water pressure for those living along Crooked
And
Run
quality.
and quality of water.
That's good.
Yeah, because right now there's a pressure problem up there. Keep getting calls, don't we?
So it actually going to
There's nothing we
connect
can
Crooked
do
Run
right
is
now.
going to go over to Gregory's Run.
Yes, and it'll connect.
Okay.
How about our billing out there? Is it,
Very smooth.
okay, everything's good. We're not crossing in the mail or anything. Okay.
No problems over there. Very smooth, just like Summit Park, very smooth transition.
Okay.
Now, with this project, there's gonna be about $600,000 left over in the project budget. So these extra funds will be used to upsize the water line on Bennett Run Road. But right now, there's a 3-inch, we're gonna increase it to a 6-inch.
Bennett's coming off of Route 20 going to
That's right by the
Kenneth
Dole.
Run?
Going to Lumberport and our Bennett Run tank.
And Bennett Run is where the memorial is.
Yes.
The Dolomine disaster.
Yes, and that's
I
the
know
route, that's
people
where you
live on
also
that road.
take to get into Lumberport, which is
Okay.
where the interconnection project will be. So this upgrade will not only help Bob with the Bennett Run storage tank, but it'll also support the planned future connection with Lumberport.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to use that $600,000 for that,
Good deal.
for that project. So it's a win-win for us. Summit Park PSD acquisition update, which is pretty simple. The accountant is still coordinating with both the Clarksburg Water Board and the Clarksburg Sanitary Board to wrap up any remaining business. The target is to have everything settled and to dissolve the PSD board by June 30th, 26.
Okay.
Okay, the Lumberport interconnection project, that's a new project, and we've been talking about it. So Thrasher finished a thorough study on different options for buying water for Lumberport, okay? They looked at 3 main scenarios: getting water from the city of Shinston, Hepzibah PSD, and the Clarksburg Water Board. Out of these, Clarksburg Water Board turned out to be the most practical choice, okay? In your packet, you will see there is a picture that has all 3 scenarios on it, and it actually shows you the map. And it's really, until I seen this map, it kind of blew my mind. You see, Clarksburg Water Board has this condensed area where all the lines are real close. So then you jump out and go to short line, and they're just spread out. I mean, just a wide open. There's lines everywhere out there. Really shows you what our guys have to do and where our lines are and how much area we're responsible for. When you actually see it on a map, it kind of takes you by surprise. And if you can see up in the left-hand corner, your alternatives 1, 2, and 3, and obviously alternative 2 was the best. This is the construction cost. They're showing the construction cost of this interconnection project totaling with engineering, it's totaling about 4.7 million. Construction cost actually is 3.350. We met with, Ron Holcomb and I went to Charleston to talk to officials with DEP, Bureau of Public Health, Water Development Authority, and the West Virginia Infrastructure and Jobs Development Council about Lumberport's interconnection project. We discussed several possible funding options, including grants and loans. What the rancher is doing is they're going to be sending a PER, which is a preliminary engineering report for the project to West Virginia IJDC on May the 10th. Okay. So right now we have informal, because it's not in writing, funding commitments from both the town of Lumberport and the Harrison County Commission for this project. So with their funding commitments, the leftover money from the project from Shortline and all the grant funding that's out there, we looked at both. If Lumberport would do this versus Clarksburg doing this, it's actually more feasible for Clarksburg to do this because we have more grant funding available to us because of our MHI, median household income. Median household income, if you can believe it, for Lumberport is higher.
You're kidding me.
It's higher. Well, you got to think that's what, 1,200 population versus 12,000 population here. So
Well,
we get more grants if it goes through Clarksburg versus goes through Lumberport. Also, the biggest improvements of that construction cost is in short line system, upsizing that line, getting stuff over to them. So it's probably 70% of the cost is on our system, short line system, versus 30% actually do the actual connection to Lumberport. So we've got to get our funding scenario, sit down there, let them look at it and see what exactly this is all going to roll out to be. If we got to take a loan out, how much, if we need to do anything internally that we need to do. I don't think so. I think this is going to be mostly covered with grant money. I really do. I feel really confident about that. So
what's the thing?
Cut off. Yeah, I had a call come in. But so that's where we are now. Yeah, Chad's still there. So that's where we are now. Ron Holcomb, he's out of town. He would be here. He's planning to come to our next meeting to go over. Our next meeting is what, Jason? I think it's after the 10th, isn't it? Or is it?
Jason, I got a question. Maybe you can't answer it. Why are we going up Bennett's Run to make that connection instead of Route 20? Because the
It's closer.
distance is much, much closer.
Closer.
And are we going to connect that as well, just so we have a redundancy?
I don't know that system that good.
Well, the reason that we said to go up Bennett's Front is, one is you got a 3-inch line feeding that tank. Any kind of leak you have takes 3 days to recover from.
So it needs replaced anyway.
Yes. And one of the other things that they was talking about going across Reese's Run.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a
the
short
problem
run.
with that is there's only a 2-inch line that goes across there now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
And what we found out is that 2-inch is enough to keep Bennett's Run from dropping. So you can't get a tank turnover. So if you put a 6-inch line across there, you're never going to get any turnover for Bennett's Run, period. So that's why we thought, well, we'll run the 6-inch all the way up to the tank at Bennett's Run and let them draw off of that tank.
Letting them, Lumberport.
Letting Lumberport draw off of that tank.
So there'd be no plans to connect on Route 20 with Lumberport as well?
Like a second line.
Well, I guess if there'd be money, they could. If you're going to run it across Reese's Run, then you'd have to do something that's making that just the Lumberport feed.
What about down there?
Because it never drained.
What about down there towards Cambria, where it's real close to the city?
That's a Route 20 connection.
That's Route 20.
That's near Reese's Run.
Yeah.
So Reese's Run don't mean anything.
Right,
Yeah.
Cambry's right there. It's
Cambria,
Okay.
where the cemetery is.
And there's that feed goes all the way across there to Jones's Run. It's just a 2-inch. But like I said, if you put a 6, you'll never turn Bennett's Run over.
So will Lumberport have to upgrade their side on Jones Run? Or are they good to go? We can just connect right into them and
From my understanding, we just connect to them and we can fill their tank and fill their system from the Bennett's Run tank.
What size line do they have from the Bennett's Run tank going to? What would that be? What size of line?
I think it's.
Okay, so on this side is 3 all the way up, and then on the other side, they come out as a 6-inch coming across Jones's Run. See, it goes up 3 inch and then for some reason they go to a 6 inch. So that when, the reason we think they do that is because Jones's run is a 6 inch. So you can do the bypass and it's 6 all the way through. Okay, then up the tank they ran a 6 inch, but then they went through, put a 3 inch through the pit and then a 6 inch back out.
Accident, yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So that's why we're thinking fix it while you're there.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember one of the discussions we were talking about that line going through, there was only a 2 inch line. What were they talking about there? Going out
2 inch.
towards Jones's run somewhere.
That's on Reese's run,
Reese's
2
run.
inch.
Is that Reese's run was
Yeah.
the 2 inch?
Yeah, and see, the way we have it now is we actually have that 2 inch feed. There's a bypass that can go through. We have it shut off so that it doesn't feed back over onto the 20 side, so that we can get turnover in Bennett's run.
Okay, but that's key. I can,
Yeah.
the turnover is important. Now, okay, all these financing we're talking about, this has only to do with the interconnection cost. It has nothing to do with Lumberport Town Systems leaks and all that stuff, and repairing their system.
Correct. They're gonna be purchasing water if it leaks and so.
That's what I'm saying, because a lot of people are kind of like saying, whoa, you've got these leaks, you're going to pay for the water.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah, they need to address those
So,
leaks ahead of
so
this.
all the things we were talking about, those financing is not strictly to do with access to Lumberport, but nothing to do with the city.
I guess I was remiss, I need to add on there that the town of Lumberport was on Zoom during this meeting. They couldn't go in person because I think the mayor was under the weather. So they were also in this meeting virtually.
What meeting version?
The one we went down and met with all the officials at Charleston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were at that meeting too.
You and who went down?
Ron Holcomb from Thrasher.
Okay.
Yeah, we were there.
I met Ryan,
We were there in person
because he works with Lumberport.
and they were on the phone.
Okay.
By Zoom, yeah.
All righty.
Any more questions on the interconnection?
So
No,
again,
sounds like a good plan.
so they have taken official action selecting us as the provider.
That's correct. Yeah,
That's
that was done in a meeting.
Okay, that's done, and then we can now proceed with now working on getting the water.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have the PER, which has the funding package, is due into the IJDC by May the 10th, and they're on schedule to get
Okay, I
that.
just want to make sure I understood that.
They mean in
All
Thrasher.
right, let's move on again. Any questions about Lumberport interconnection? Anybody? Okay, let's move on then.
All right, down to Bob's chemical supply bid.
Oh,
Bob?
man, say the best for last. Gotta put the old bomb show on it last, right?
Gotta seal the deal, brother.
That's right. We'll talk about this all day. Go now.
We might.
No, everything, as far as chemicals goes, everything looks good. I mean, I don't see, the only thing I see is fluoride, and I tell you, do not approve that.
You got it.
Because the simple reason is, nobody put a bid in because there's not enough chemical. And the one person that did put it in, they price gouged it.
Geez, Louise.
I even called and talked to another company. And they said that if they was that there's product there, but not enough for them to say, hey, I can supply you with this. And I said, well, what about if we was to buy it today? And she said that it would be between $800 and $1,000 a ton, where this other company's wanting $2,600 a ton. Well, what they did do though, this company, is if you remember last year, we didn't approve the bid for fluoride, and it came in at $530 a ton. Okay, what they said was that they're going to stand good by that, and we can get a load in at that for the fiscal year. So we'll be able to pop it off and
And don't approve this purchase.
no,
So
they're
another,
just,
and I want to make sure. I
because it's not
understand
going to get any worse. I can tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
this.
But we'll get a load in at $530 a ton, and that'll take us till pretty well close to the end of the year.
All right, I'd like to make a motion, as I always do. I accept the chemical bid except for the fluoride
Yeah.
to be approved.
Well, you've always done that, but I mean, but I wanted to ask a question
Go
on,
ahead.
so this vote today is essence with taking fluoride out of our water.
No,
No.
no. It's not to do with that. It's only not, you're just not accepting the bid from who put it in. Because they're price gouging it.
It's
We're
five-
still
it's
adding
five-
fluoride.
There's no question, there's no question.
Right, we're adding,
Look,
we're
I
gonna,
see how much the increase is ridiculous.
we're gonna continue adding it. The only thing is, luckily, the company that give us the $530 a ton last year
It's willing to
is
stand by.
willing to stand by it. And we're gonna get, I already ordered a load in.
Yeah.
That's gonna be here next month.
And that'll carry us to,
That'll pretty well carry us over to see what that's gonna be like. Even if it's not down it's gonna be less than $2,600 a ton. So,
Wow. Well, we've already got the order in.
yes, sir.
Okay, I'm okay with that, Paul. Okay, all in favor of this motion? Oh, the second, we have a second on it. There's a second.
I second that.
Okay, it's a second, that we do this, and we're not going to take this bid on this thing here for fluoride. Okay, this bid.
Yeah, right, yeah, like I said, you'll get it cheaper.
Because we have it. Okay, all in favor saying aye, makes sense, Paul.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, if you would accept that
Well,
bid
that
at
was just-
$2,600 and say next year you went to go get it and the price dropped off significant, well, you're stuck in that.
Yeah.
Oh, that big high.
Yeah, right.
Well, we
Usually
locked-
it's not
but
like
But
this.
they honored and locked in the price
Yeah.
for it. That's a good thing.
Yep, yep.
Okay. And we're hoping for some relief from the state, remember that. Okay, we voted on that, right? Everybody, did we vote on it? Yep. Okay. What's the next item? We got done with this?
Board member reports, comments?
Don't have any?
No.
Just I'm just gonna be real quick, I swear. This is just information for y'all. So the what we talked about earlier, the water treatment plant generator replacement project. We've received some RFIs, which is requests for information, and we've replied to those. So this has all been sent back to FEMA. Okay, there were several pages. Those have been sent back to FEMA.
Who's asking for that?
FEMA.
Yeah, we're asking for some assistance because of the.
Will you share that with us?
You want to see?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, I can see the.
Oh, this had to do with the generators, the importance of the hospital, the FBI and all
Half the
this
stuff
stuff.
they already had.
We're
in
trying to get
before.
FEMA, we've been trying to get federal money because of essential service. Okay.
Yeah, so
And
we had,
they
we
want,
had.
and they had some more
respond back.
questions. It's still in the works.
They have about 3 pages full of questions.
And they got questions. It's still in the works.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just trying to get clarification on the stuff that we sent in.
Uh-huh.
The Clarksburg Water Board is hosting a work zone safety class on Monday, May the 4th, here downstairs at the
All
plant.
right, you can do that.
We're also hosting a high school pre-apprenticeship field trip on Friday, May the 8th,
Great.
here.
Who's doing that?
Bob,
I mean, what's
Bob and Dave,
Which school?
Robert Seaberg.
Robert Seaberg.
We had Liberty once before, didn't we?
And also on May the 8th, we're hosting a retirement luncheon for Robert Mazzini at noon here at the.
When is it now?
Friday, May the 8th.
Will you give us a text and email on these?
Yeah.
Just a reminder.
There'll be a retirement luncheon for Mr. Mazzini. Also included in your packet, you probably noticed, there is a copy of the non-resale usage report for the past 9 fiscal years. I just wanted you all to look at that's for your information only. You can kind of see where our demands.
All the town, all the cities, all the customers. That was really, is that with the charts and stuff?
Yes.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been reviewing those every year. I review them monthly, but.
Well, you can see the trends.
But you can see the ones that's fixed their leaks, how their usage has dropped, some's.
Yeah, we have less sales
Some kinda
because they
leveled
fix
off.
their system up.
Yeah, so I just wanted you, it's good information to have, just so you know what's
Yeah.
going on in our system.
I thought those looked really cool.
Again, for the last 9 years.
Okay.
I just got, one quick, employee matter just discussed.
In executive session?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, anybody else, have any questions here? Okay,
I move to go in second.
this is going to be a brief one, right?
Yes, promise.
We're going to go into an executive session, a brief one, if you can hang first without Jay. Okay, all right, all in favor of, it's a motion by Paul, is there a second to go into executive session under employee? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You're all, thanks for coming, everybody.